but I received an offer for a lot of money to come back on TikTok and make a video straight up lying. The video was supposed to be me saying that I let the perfume dry down and the dry down is actually great and I changed my opinion and I actually love this perfume.
I want to talk about being very wrong about a fragrance. Henry Rose Dave.
Listen, I'm gonna start this video by saying I have never smelled the Guerlain perfume, okay?
How are you comparing a dupe to a fragrance that you never smelled before?
Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I want to show you how social media dynamics often make it impossible to know whether an influencer is telling the truth, and therefore how hard it is for us as users to trust the product's opinions we see online. The goal of this video is to help you develop your own discernment. When you see a product promoted on social media, look up real information about it and try to make a conscious decision, because many influencers, unfortunately, get paid to give opinions they don't actually believe in. And this isn't just unprofessional, it's a form of deception towards their followers. They know that some people will trust them, spend money, and often end up disappointed because that opinion was dishonest. To get into the topic, today we are diving into a niche I didn't know about: Perfumetok. Lately, a big drama has exploded in this corner of TikTok around one perfume in particular. I'm talking about Vanilla Aura by Maison Asrar that cost about $30, a supposed dupe of Vanilla Planifolia by Guerlain, which instead cost around $700. Which is a lot. This perfume went viral because it split TikTok in half. Some creators love it and others hate it, and that by itself is normal. The real issue starts when a well-known creator called Perfume Siren, with over 300,000 followers, posted the video that set off the drama. And that's exactly what we are going to watch together now.
This video is probably going to get me in a lot of trouble, and I don't really care because I think the most important thing to me is being truthful, telling the truth, and having integrity, especially in the space of influencing people to spend their hard-earned money on products. And something happened today that I had no idea was happening, and it really shocked me. I think this is something that is supposed to be kept hush-hush, right? We're not supposed to talk about it, we're not supposed to tell anybody. But if I put myself in the shoes of the audience that watches our videos, that buys perfume based on our recommendations, I would not want to be lied to. I would not want to be deceived in the name of getting a paycheck and making money. I posted a video of my review on Vanilla Aura. I did not think it was a one-to-one dupe of Vanilla Planifolia. I didn't think it was. But I received an offer for a lot of money to come back on TikTok and make a video straight up lying. The video was supposed to be me saying that I let the perfume dry down and the dry down is actually great and I changed my opinion and I actually love this perfume. And if this was offered to me, I can only imagine how often this is happening. I do not think it's fair at all under any circumstances to be paid to post an opinion that's not true, that's not your real opinion, especially in the times that we're living in right now, especially in this economy when people are struggling to pay their bills, put food on the table, provide for their families, and they can finally afford a $35 fragrance and they're influenced to spend their hard-earned money on a false review that was paid for. I'm horrified that this is happening. You watch Perfumetok videos and you make decisions about spending your money on perfume based on those videos. Please use your discernment. Be very intentional about the creators you're following and the content you're watching.
I'm genuinely glad this video exists because it exposes something that we all suspected for a long time. But for the first time, it's confirmed from the inside by a creator who actually works in the industry. And her confession has sparked even more creators to come forward in the comments. Like, for example, this influencer commented, "I've had brands offer me money and say, when you get the product, dump most of it out so it looks like you've used it, then follow our script for your review." Like, excuse me? This is insane. And this other one, "The offers I get are crazy. I'm lucky I don't rely on social media for income, so I can be picky. But it's insane what some brands are willing to pay for people to lie." So it's not just her, it's a common experience, apparently. Between an influencer and their community, there should be trust. The creator chooses partnerships aligned with their values, gives honest opinions, and followers buy based on that sincerity. And they are likely satisfied because the review was real. That's how a healthy creator-audience relationship should work. But what's happening now is the opposite. Influencers are so money hungry that they don't even act in their own long-term interest. They want everything and immediately. By lying, they not only deceive their audience, but they also sabotage their own business. A smart creator would accept 3 partnerships out of 10, only the honest ones, and maybe earn $3,000 instead of $10,000 right away. But because their audience trusts them, they would keep earning that $3,000 consistently, and maybe even more, because sincerity builds loyalty. But if you accept all 10 partnerships, giving dishonest reviews, and make $10,000 in that moment, you won't make anything later, because your followers stop trusting you, and for a good reason. This is the perfect example of how the influencer industry is driven by short-term greed, even when it goes against their own long-term benefit. And then we see comments like this one. Wait until you realize rival brands pay influencers to trash their competitors' products. In the past, people thought that influencers were only paid to promote products. Now we know they are also paid to trash some brands' rivals' product, and as confirmed in this video, even to delete all the negative reviews and replace them with a fake "I changed my mind" version. What began as a space for creativity, authenticity, and spontaneity has turned into a marketing machine where almost every video is selling something. It's a marketplace, nothing more, with no added value.
Hi, this is me editing. I just want to warn you that when I prepare my YouTube video, I write a script, obviously in my mother tongue, which is Italian, and then I translate all the script in English. But the thing is that it translated the comments slightly different from the original ones, so you'll see me reading words and you're just going to notice that they don't match the actual comment. The meaning is the same, but the form is different, so I apologize, but I'm not so skilled to just speak English without a proper preparation before. As you can hear right now that I'm speaking with the words that I have in my mind, and in fact it's not very good, so I apologize. And yeah, I hope you'll enjoy the video the same.
And let's read one last comment. This isn't just the perfume industry. One of the most dangerous ones is skincare. Creators recommending products they know can worsen people's skin, pretending to apply them or only doing a hand swatch. It's disheartening. The best way to avoid being misled is to look for consistency in recommendations. I completely agree. And about skincare, I want to make a separate video, so I won't go deep into that now. But yes, this dynamic doesn't only apply to Perfumetok. What Perfume Siren revealed is true across all TikTok. The second video we are going to watch was posted by Renee, one of the biggest creators in the Perfumetok niche, with almost 2 million followers. And I'm going to specify because it's relevant that he published it the same day as Perfume Siren's video, right after people began speculating in our comment section that he might be one of the bot and dishonest influencers. So this video is essentially his response to the hate he started receiving.
I'm so confused why everybody comes for me when I like something and then it goes viral with so many positive reviews and then there's a few negative reviews and everybody's like, oh my god, that's it. Daniel's a liar. Daniel was bought. Why is that always me for you people? What's wrong with you? I love Vanilla Aura. I'm down 1 bottle and I'm working on my 2nd bottle. I have absolutely no reason to lie. I have not been paid from Maison Arzoir or Golf Orchid or the other brand that they run. I have not been paid. You can ask them, you can ask me. It's just a fucking fact. I have not gotten paid.
Now, regarding the first part of the video, I have nothing to say, honestly. He is defending himself and denying the accusations, which is completely normal. But it's what he says after that caught my attention. Let's listen to it together and then I'll explain to you why.
We need to please normalize the fact that you can still be friends with people that have differences of opinion. You can still respect each other in the fragrance community when you have differences of opinion. And furthermore, and more importantly, there's no need to attack each other like you're a fucking 5-year-old. But you're attacking people and brands for absolutely no apparent reason. Did everybody love La Bomba from Carolina Herrera? No. Did everybody love Angel Mugler? No. Does everybody like Savage? I can't fucking stand Savage. But there's some men that really like it. Is there a wrong or right answer? No. There's plenty of positive reviews on Vanilla Aura. There's also plenty of negative reviews on Vanilla Aura. There's positive reviews on Jahari. There's negative reviews on Jahari. I'm just so confused. We're supposed to be adults, guys.
In the second part of his video, he gives an interpretation of a Perfume Siren's video that is completely disconnected from reality. He says that we should all be respectful, that people shouldn't attack each other just because they have different opinions, and I agree with that, but here's the strange part. This would have been the perfect opportunity for him to say something like, "This has happened to me too, so be careful," or "It's never happened to me, I'm disgusted by this." He could have reacted in many ways, but instead he acts like as if the whole drama was about people disagreeing about whether a perfume smells good or not, while the whole point was that brands pay creators to give dishonest and scripted reviews. And coming from someone who is a major creator in this niche, it feels even more suspicious, because someone inside the industry should understand perfectly what Perfume Siren was talking about, even better than the average viewer. Which raises the question, why did he choose to ignore the real issue and twist the video into something it wasn't? Why pretend this is just about differences in opinions when the message was clearly about brands paying for inauthentic reviews? Something doesn't add up. To me, the answer seems fairly obvious. Whether he's guilty or innocent doesn't even matter. He likely doesn't want to jeopardize his position in the industry. He doesn't want to risk damaging relationships with brands, so he stays silent on the actual issue and shifts the conversation somewhere safer. In my opinion, this suspicion of mine is confirmed by some of the comments left, unsurprisingly, by other creators in the same niche. Let's look at a couple of them. Data Sense writes, "It's exhausting how people assume everyone is getting paid. When experiences are subjective, you can't know if a fragrance someone bought on Amazon was fake, how their skin reacts, or what they like. Disagreeing is fine, but people do too much." And Anthony Elixir comments, "Just because she received an offer to lie about a fragrance she doesn't like, doesn't mean everyone else is paid and lying." Of course, these opinions are coming from other content creators, and just like Daniel Renee, they are completely ignoring the actual point of Perfume Siren's video. Now, if I could consider the possibility that Daniel genuinely misinterpreted the message, I refuse to believe that these three creators conveniently all misunderstood a message that was explained so clearly. It's not possible. I don't buy it. My conclusion is that they are doing it intentionally. They are pretending like their followers are accusing them simply because they have different opinions, when in reality, followers are questioning their honesty because of what was revealed by the first video we watched. Let's look at some other comments of ordinary people, not content creators, not influencers. The problem is there's so much dishonesty out here that people don't know who to trust. But it's easy to just test things yourself and form your own opinion without attacking anyone. Another one. No offense, but I never understand people who buy something just because an influencer likes it. I have some perfumes saved because of how you describe them, but I still needed to smell them myself before buying. And another one. I think the community just wants transparency about whether the content is sponsored. These 3 comments are absolutely accurate and they reflect the exact point that I'm trying to make. You have to form your own opinion by researching the product, testing it if possible, and not relying blindly on influencers. Another person writes, if someone is claiming they were offered money for a positive review, the company should be called out if it's true. And honestly, I agree. But then someone replied, if you're going to make that claim, call the company out and show proof, otherwise it's just words. This genuinely surprises me because, as we'll see later in the video, Perfume Siren is being criticized even by consumers, and to me it's disheartening to see people minimize her gesture. Of course, we'd all love to know the specific guilty parties. I agree with that, but it's not an all or nothing situation. It's far better that someone is brave enough or honest enough to speak up, to protect their followers, even without naming brands, than to stay silent. In my opinion, her video still has a huge and positive impact. It informs consumers, confirms what many already suspected, and pushes people to question whether these reviews are honest and whether a product is truly worth their money. I know I said earlier that this video wouldn't point fingers at specific influencers, but in my opinion, he really seems to be one of the culprits. Obviously, I cannot state this as a fact. I don't want to get sued, but I think that there's enough evidence to reasonably suspect it. So let's look at the video.
I want to talk about being very wrong about a fragrance, Henry Rose Dave. If you guys remember, a couple months ago when I first tried this, I was less than wowed, but at the time I wanted any vanilla perfume I wore to put me in a sugar coma. My taste has been changing a ton, especially now that California is in an air fryer, and this is the dry, musky, woodsy vanilla with a slight sweetness that I've been craving. This has a subtle, airy, creamy vanilla bean note rather than something heavy and buttery and less than organic. What I love about Henry Rose is that it's Leaping Bunny certified, which means no animal testing. Test perfume on me, not Fido. And whether you love Dave or you want to give it a second chance, Henry Rose is generously donating 3 bottles to PL Nation. All you gotta do is follow both of us and share this video with a friend who you want to introduce to Dave. 3 people will be selected on the 26th, but in the meantime, go smell Dave at Sephora.
Already from the text at the beginning, we can clearly see that this is a paid partnership. He's not even trying to hide it. But what really stands out is that his comments are turned off. And considering the timing right after Perfume Siren's video, it's very likely he was being accused of getting paid to change his opinion about this fragrance. And honestly, that detail alone makes me think he probably was paid to backtrack, because if he had nothing to hide, he could have done exactly what Daniel Renee did, make a response video defending himself, or he could have deleted the video altogether, but he didn't. And the most logical reason is this: if he was paid for that partnership, deleting the video would force him to refund the brand. So instead, he disables comments, keeps the video up, and keeps the money. And all of these very plausible assumptions become even more convincing when you read the caption, which clearly confirms that this video is a paid partnership. So in conclusion, while I can't state anything as an absolute fact, I feel confident saying that he was almost certainly paid to change his opinion from a negative review to a suddenly positive one. Let's now look at 2 quick videos that show how, even when influencers aren't being paid, their content can still be dishonest, and why you shouldn't blindly trust their opinions.
What smells good about this? Fam, these are my confessions. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry. Gulf Orchid Maison Asar, you know I love you very, very much. You brought the best vanilla on earth, which is Vanilla Voyage, and then you came with Vanilla Addiction, and you even came with Vanilla Seduction. But this Vanilla Aura, I cannot stand it. Yes, it is a schmoopy. Yes, it is a one-to-one of Guerlain planophilia. But who would want to smell like this fragrance? Someone needs to help me understand. I have been having sleepless nights over this thing, okay? Because this, it literally gives me a gag reflex. This smells like medicine. It smells like a hospital floor. This smells like cough syrup. Where's the vanilla? This does not smell like vanilla. This smells like cloves. Do you know what a clove is? This is cloves. You love this fragrance? Wonderful. If you're on the other side where you can't stand it, let me know. This thing is breaking the internet and I've not seen a single negative review. I started feeling crazy. Am I going crazy? What is happening? Am I the only one who doesn't like it? And that is my tea on this fragrance.
In the first clip, this creator gives an extremely harsh review of Vanilla Aura, using very strong and negative words. But then, in the comment section, Daniel Renee appears and writes, "Yet you liked it on me." And she replies, "I sure did, babes. It suits your pH perfectly. That's the beauty of fragrance." And while what she's saying is definitely true, to me she's pretending like Daniel's comment wasn't a direct call out, but it absolutely was. And followers noticed it immediately, as we can see from comments like, are we going to ignore he just snitched on you? What do you mean by pH? You gagged at the beginning of the video. And yet you describe it as an abomination. You could have said it's not for you or mentioned that you liked it on someone else. That's constructive, but calling it hospital floor was unnecessary. Here the suspicion is obvious. Either she was paid from a rival brand to trash the product, or she was trying to discredit other influencers by making them look dishonest, or as a third option, she simply lied to Daniel when she told him she liked it on him, even though apparently she didn't. Whichever way you look at it, she was dishonest at some point. And this reinforces the point: you can't trust influencers, paid or not.
Well, look what we have here. Listen, I'm gonna start this video by saying I have never smelled the Guerlain perfume, okay? I have absolutely no idea what vanilla planifolia smells like. I just know everyone says it smells absolutely glorious. I refuse to pay, like, what is it, $700 for a 50 ml? I can't do it. But until then, I will just imagine what it smells like. But in my hands, I have two fragrances that are supposedly very, very similar to that scent. This one is Vanilla Folia from the brand, oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher that. I'm gonna write it here because God knows I can't pronounce that. I honestly haven't even looked up the notes to either of these fragrances, but I've honestly heard really mixed reviews on both of these. I also have Vanilla Aura. This one is making waves on TikTok. I've seen everybody talk about it. It's from Mason Astral, and I have to be completely honest with you guys, I'm not super impressed.
In this second video, and I don't think this creator had bad intentions, but she reviews this dupe, Vanilla Aura, without ever having smelled the original fragrance, because it's $700, so it's understandable. She openly says that she'll base her review on what she imagines the original smells like. Now, I won't comment myself. I let another creator do it for me, because I think he's funny.
How are you comparing a dupe to a fragrance and you never smelled the original fragrance? What sense does that make? How are you comparing a dupe to a fragrance that you never smelled before?
Exactly. It makes no sense to judge a dupe if you've never experienced the original, because there is literally no way to know how similar they are. So a review based on pure imagination has zero value. Anyway, after all this drama exploded, Perfume Siren decided to post a follow-up video to clarify a few things that had gotten out of hand. Let's watch it together.
Okay, we need to talk because this situation just got way out of hand. It turned into something way bigger, and a lot of people are missing the point here. I want to make it very clear, neither Maison Azrar or Gulf Orchid contacted me asking me to lie. And the brand is getting a lot of hate, okay? And I did not mean for that to happen. And I understand that it's very easy for people to draw parallels because the perfume I was speaking about is by Maison Azrar. But what you need to understand is there's a lot of people that have a vested interest in seeing this perfume rise in sales. And that's all I'm gonna say, because because I could get into legal trouble. There was a lot of people in the comments saying, just say the brand, just say who it was. If you care about being authentic, just say who it was. I'm not getting sued for y'all. I'm so sorry. I came here to give you the information that this is happening. I'm not gonna take money out of my pocket to hire lawyers, spend time in court. I barely have enough time to get 8 hours of sleep a night, okay? The point of the video was to let you know as consumers that there is some shady stuff going on behind the scenes, and you need to be intentional about the creators you're taking advice from, especially if you're buying products based on their recommendations, their reviews, their advice. Use discernment and be careful because there is shady stuff going on. That does not mean go attack everybody that liked Vanilla Aura and they're lying and they're being paid. That was not the point of the video. The whole point of the message was to say, use your discernment with the creators you're watching and trusting. If a creator is completely trashing a brand and a fragrance or a product, this doesn't just apply to fragrance, and then they're suddenly working with that brand and promoting that brand, that is a massive red flag. It is very easy to spot. Just use your instinct and beware.
As I mentioned earlier, what shocked me the most were the comments, because many people still spoke against her. For example, someone commented, "To be fair, Vanilla Aura is a beautiful scent. People need to understand we all have different preferences. I was worried I wouldn't like it after seeing your review, but I was pleasantly surprised." Congratulations, but it's not the point. That is not the point. Someone replied, actually explaining the point, but she continued, "Right, I get that, but she implied that the fragrance is only selling because creators are being paid to lie." She literally never said this thing. Anyway, that's what I got from her video. If other creators think it's similar to the original, that's their opinion. And let's be real, her video was aimed at one creator in particular. Other creators got hate because she claimed people are getting paid, when she doesn't know that for a fact. Except she does know for a fact. It wasn't a guess or a theory. She literally received the dishonest offer herself and shared it with the audience. So what do you mean she doesn't know? Another person wrote, "What's wrong with getting paid for doing a commercial? It shouldn't be a red flag. If the influencer convinced you to buy something, so be it. That's the job of an influencer." No. The job of an influencer is to give honest opinion about products. And of course, not everyone will love the product once they try it. That's normal. But there's a huge difference between not everyone has the same taste and normalizing deception. Getting paid to lie, pushing followers to waste their money on false reviews, and calling that just part of the job is absolutely not acceptable. Then there's this comment. "You need to understand the power and responsibility you have as an influencer. It would have been enough to just give your review. Followers are smarter than creators think. I bought Vanilla Aura after Arai's review and she was spot on. Love Aura and the original. Let's let it go now." First of all, I'm sorry, but based on the huge amount of comments I've just read, I don't think followers are always smart as this person claims. Second, I'm glad you liked Vanilla Aura, really, but that's not the point. And third, I think that Perfume Siren is the only one in Perfumetok who has actually understood the power and responsibility of being an influencer. She's the only one who took a real risk of getting sued, losing brand relationships, and therefore losing money in order to be honest and warn people about what's going on. If anything, all the other influencers should be questioned for never saying anything. Because trust me, if this offer was made to her, it was made to many others as well. The difference is that she was the only one brave enough or honest enough to speak. And personally, I agree with this last comment. We got the original message, people choose to hear what they want. At this point, I agree with him or her. Okay, this is the last video we are going to watch. This video, along with the comments under it, perfectly expresses what we are all thinking.
Okay, so what I'm about to say might trigger a lot of people, but it has to be said. Why is it that a brand suddenly launches a perfume and boom, the entire fragrance community is absolutely loving it? Like right now, it's all about Vanilla Aura by Maison Asrar and Swiss Arabian Vanilla 01. All I'm seeing on my feed is people just gushing about it, raving about it. And as someone who has major FOMO, I'm literally sitting on my hands trying not to check out my credit card. Because it's that pressure, like if I don't get it, I'm not a part of the moment. But seriously, how is it that everyone suddenly loves it? Where are the people saying like, hey, this didn't work for me, or these are some of the notes that I would have wanted to be a little more exaggerated? Because when I'm reading the comments, I do see people saying that they want this thing to be amplified. It's not sitting well on their skin. Okay, some of these creators I genuinely love. I love their taste. I love their energies. But I also wish that I'd see a little bit more honesty and more honest opinions, because that's what helps people like me who are trying to make honest buying decisions. Let me know if you've actually tried Vanilla Aura or Vanilla 01, because I really want to buy them. Did they both live up to the hype, or was it just okay? Okay, so
In the comment section, because people are getting paid to lie to us. True. And another viewer points out the fact that they can smell these fragrances milliseconds after spraying without complaining about alcohol is amazing to me. This, to me as well, proves that they are not giving a genuine opinion. Just like one of the first comments we read said, many of these influencers are simply following a pre-written script given to them by the brand. Otherwise, how is it possible that they can smell something for half a second and immediately know exactly what to say and whether they love it? Another comment continues, it's not a coincidence, it's marketing. A lot of these influencers have behind the scenes deals, or they want to stay on good terms with brands, so they keep getting PR boxes or event invitations. Exactly! Even when influencers aren't being directly paid, many still have strong incentives to give positive reviews because they want PR packaged, brand trips, exclusive invites, or simply want to maintain a good relationships with companies. And then this final comment sums it up. I believe it's all marketing. It's not possible that they like every fragrance all the time. I'm having trust issues with most creators for this reason. And honestly, same. And the same applies to all the corners of TikTok and also every other social media platform. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'm gonna see you next week.